You are sitting on a wire above a parking lot, and you are watching a man die. Not today. He is alive right now, walking to his car, keys in hand, coffee in the other. But you have watched this man for 3 years. You know his schedule. You know his car. You know the way he moves when he is in a hurry versus when he is distracted, and you know what he did. 3 years ago, he climbed a telephone pole and destroyed your nest. 4 eggs, gone. You watched him do it. You memorized his face in the way only you can. Not as a vague impression, not as a feeling, but as a precise, permanent, unforgeable record. His face is filed in your memory like evidence. You have been waiting. Today, he is distracted. Today is the day. You call once. The others come. Your mate, your offspring from last year. 3 birds from the roost who know your voice and trust your judgment. You dive. You scream. You strike the back of his head with your feet. He drops his coffee. He covers his face with both arms and runs. The others follow him to his car, hammering the roof as he gets in. He will think about this for weeks. He will not know why. He will never know why, but you will remember. You will remember until the day you die. And then your children will remember for you. You are a crow, common name, uncommon reality. You weigh less than a pound. You fit in a shoebox. Your entire body, feathers, hollow bones, organs, the whole architecture of you weighs roughly the same as a large apple. And inside that frame, behind those black eyes, lives one of the most sophisticated minds this planet has ever produced. Your brain-to-body ratio rivals the great apes, but you did not get here the way they did. Mammal intelligence and bird intelligence evolved completely separately. 2 different solutions to the same problem, on 2 completely different branches of life. You are not a simpler version of a primate. You are a parallel version, a different road to the same destination. Your feathers are not simply black. In direct sunlight, they shift. Deep violet bleeds into electric blue-green, iridescent like oil on dark water. You are beautiful in a way that requires the right angle and the right light. Most people never look long enough to see it. Your eyes sit on the sides of your head. Nearly 340 degrees of vision. No blind spot behind you. No angle you cannot cover. You can read a human face from 30 meters. You can distinguish individuals, not just species, not just size, but individual humans, with an accuracy that exceeds what most humans can do in reverse with birds. You have a voice box of extraordinary complexity. You produce sounds no other bird can make. You have regional dialects. Crow populations in different cities speak differently. The variations pass down through generations like accent, like language, like culture. You are not running on instinct. You are running on knowledge. Accumulated, transmitted, inherited knowledge. The things your parents learned, you know. The things you learn, your children will carry forward. You are not just an animal. You are a civilization of one, embedded inside a civilization of billions. And most of them have no idea. You chose us. When humans spread across the planet, cutting forests, paving land, building cities of steel and glass and exhaust, most animals retreated, lost ground, disappeared into shrinking fragments of what their world used to be. You followed us in. Where humans go, calories follow. Garbage bags split open on collection day. Roadkill on every highway. Half-eaten sandwiches in every park. Food waste on an industrial scale, generated daily, discarded without a second thought. You saw the opportunity, and you took it. Moved in, learned the system, and built your life inside the margins of ours. You know the garbage truck schedule in your neighborhood. You know which day each street puts bins out. You plan your foraging routes around human infrastructure, the way a commuter plans around train timetables. You cache food, hundreds of locations across your territory, each one memorized. Not just the location, the content, the date of storage, the estimated freshness. You run a mental inventory, more detailed than most humans maintain for their own refrigerators. And when another crow watches you hide something, you know. You feel the observation. You wait until the watcher leaves, then return and move the cache somewhere new. You understand that other minds exist, that they want what you have, that they will deceive you if they can. So you deceive them first. At dusk, thousands of you converge on a roost. A single location, sometimes a stand of trees in a city park, sometimes a highway overpass, sometimes a university campus. The noise from the outside sounds like chaos. From the inside, it is information. Who found food? Where the threats were today? Which human in the blue coat threw a stone at a crow last Thursday? Because that information matters, and it will be shared. And the crows who weren't there will know his face by morning. The roost is memory made collective. It is the place where what one crow knows becomes what all crows know. The first brutal truth. You live inside a mythology that was built to destroy you. A murder of crows. That is what they called your gathering. The English language assigned the word for killing to your congregation. Across centuries and cultures, you have been the omen of death, the familiar of witches, the symbol of bad luck and battlefields and rot. Farmers shot you in the thousands. Governments organized bounty programs. Entire counties declared open season and handed out prizes for crow feet turned in at the end of the month. They were afraid of you, and they were not entirely wrong to be. You are the animal that learned to tell the difference between a man carrying a gun during hunting season and a researcher carrying a gun on a university campus, and stopped being afraid of the second one. You assessed context. You made a judgment. You updated your behavior based on evidence. The people trying to kill you could not outthink you, and that made them more afraid. The second brutal truth. You understand death. Not abstractly, not as a concept. You have watched it happen. You have stood over the body of someone you knew. A roostmate, a family member, a bird whose voice you recognized, and you have called the others. And they come. And they gather around the body, and they are quiet. Science calls it a crow funeral, and suggests it is primarily an information-gathering event. The group assembles to identify and memorize the threat that caused this death, so that threat can be avoided in the future. Danger mapping. Collective survival intelligence. That is almost certainly true. It is also true that the birds who knew the dead crow best stay the longest. It is true that the calls they make are different from foraging calls, alarm calls, territorial calls, a specific vocalization used only in this context. It is true that crows have been observed bringing objects, food, small stones, pieces of material, and leaving them near the body. Science does not have a clean explanation for that part yet. The third brutal truth. You think too much for your own good. You are curious in a way that gets you killed. Novel objects, traps, snares, unfamiliar contraptions attract you when they should repel you. You investigate. You test. Sometimes you spring the trap to steal the bait and escape. Sometimes the trap wins. You play. Full-grown adult crows slide down snow-covered rooftops and climb back up and slide again. They drop sticks in midair and catch them before they hit the ground. They steal shiny objects they will never use and hide them in places they will never return to. None of this is survival behavior. None of it is training. It is play, pursued for its own sake, in the way that only minds with enough complexity to be bored can play. And when you are isolated, kept alone, away from the social world your intelligence was built to navigate, you deteriorate. You need the complexity of others, the way a human needs conversation. The mind that evolved to read faces and manage relationships and participate in collective memory does not thrive in silence and solitude. You are magnificent and you are fragile. Both things completely true. January. A city intersection, gray-skied, cold. You have a walnut you found in a park 3 blocks north, fallen from a tree, still in its green outer hull, too hard for your beak to crack. You have carried it here deliberately, this intersection specifically. You have used it before. You land on the traffic light above the crosswalk, and you wait. The light turns red. The cars stop. 2 lanes, 4 vehicles, engines idling. You drop from the light, walnut in beak, and land in the road. You place the walnut directly in front of the left front tire of the nearest car, precisely, not beside it. In front of it, centered on the tire's path. Then you fly back to the light. The light turns green. The tire rolls over the walnut. The shell cracks. The light turns red. You wait. The pedestrian signal activates. Humans step off the curb and move through the crossing. Dozens of them. Coats and bags and phones, enormous and oblivious. You drop into the crossing with them. You walk among their feet without fear, without hesitation, without a single flinch as shoes land centimeters from your body. You find the cracked shell. You extract the meat. You are back on your wire before the light changes again. 11 seconds. You learned this behavior from no one. A crow in Sendai. Japan figured it out in the 1990s. Others watched. Others tried. The technique spread through the urban crow population of that city within a few years. Not through genes, not through instinct, but through observation and imitation and practice. Culture, the same mechanism that carried agriculture from the Fertile Crescent across the ancient world. The same mechanism that spread writing, metallurgy, medicine, observed, understood, transmitted, improved. Happening in a crow on a traffic light, in a city that doesn't know it's being studied. You finish your walnut. The city moves around you. You return to your wire and you watch the intersection below. The cars, the signals, the humans moving through the patterns they built without knowing a crow mapped them years ago. You have been watching this whole time. That is the thing humans never quite reckon with. Not just that you are intelligent. People will accept that now, reluctantly, with footnotes and qualifications, but that your intelligence is directed outward, at them, continuously, with a precision and a memory they cannot match in return. You know their faces. You know their patterns. You know which ones are kind, and which ones are dangerous, and which ones are worth watching for the food they drop. You have a model of each human in your territory that updates every time you see them. Richer, more accurate, more detailed with every observation. They have no equivalent model of you. To most of them, you are simply a black bird on a wire, interchangeable, unremarkable. Background. You see them far more clearly than they see you. You grieve, you plan, you play, you deceive, you teach, you remember. You hold grudges that outlast the people who caused them, passing the face of an enemy to your children like an inheritance, like a warning, like a story told across generations. They named you a murderer. They put the word for killing on your gathering because something in them understood, even if they couldn't say it clearly. that you were not simply an animal doing animal things, that the black eyes watching from the wire above were not empty, that something was in there, looking back, and that it had been watching for a very long time. They were right. You are a crow, and you remember everything.